Hello and welcome to TV3 Sports Talk, episode 94. And is it safe to say this is the first week of the football season?
It is safe to say that football
some
is
people
back.
are like, it's the preseason. Who cares about that? But there's a game to talk about, so that's definitely a change of pace.
Football was played at Raymond James Stadium this week, so we can say football's back.
According to your article, I think you said there's like 60,000 or something.
Yes, 60,000, almost a near sellout. Yes.
Sure did not look like that on the TV.
I actually said the same thing. When I was looking for that number, I was expecting like 45, maybe 50, but it said 60. So maybe a lot of people got there late. Maybe people left early. I don't know.
With a game like that, it's like just forge it. Just put in there whatever number you want, guys.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about. Last week, Saturday night, the Bucs played their first preseason game, their first game of their 50th anniversary season. Some big stuff for them. Obviously, we talked about the Creamsicles, but they defeated the Tennessee Titans 29-7, going against first overall draft pick Cam Ward. But I would say before we get into the game, there was some news. Before the game even started, the Bucs actually debuted new helmets. Very, very minor tweaks. Something you might not even be able to see by the naked eye, but if you really zoom in, you could see that the Bucs changed their helmets, and these are their normal pewter helmets. The decal is the same logo, but a little bit smaller. The shade of pewter is slightly different. Maybe that was just the light hitting it different, but I think it's a little bit slightly different shade of pewter. And Joel, I asked you this question. How do you feel about this change?
I haven't looked in depth at the pewter color, but since you said that, I remember when they redid the helmets a little while ago, they said that they couldn't quite get the pewter look that they had back in the 2000s. So I wonder if this pewter they have now is technically speaking the pewter they had in the 2000s to honor the, Derrick Brooks era of the Bucs. And as far as the flag size, I know that kind of goes back to the John Gruden era. As far as that size went, and I wasn't again, you don't think about it when it was initially there, but then as the Bucs have kind of evolved their helmets, they had the huge flag during the Jameis Winston era, but then the Tom Brady era flag, I think that one was perfect. I loved that. So now with them going back, it's just a lot of pewter. That's a lot of pewter on that helmet that we need to cover up with some flag. So hopefully, in my honest opinion, they switch back after the 50th season, but I would be surprised by that.
Yeah, I have mixed reviews. I think the shade of pewter looks better.
Yeah,
I think
it does.
I think the shade of pewter looks better, but I think I am on your side when it comes to. I think the bigger flag and logo was a little bit better. It's very minor. This is only things that really.
I won't think about it starting week one.
I for sure won't. I still love Bucs jerseys. I think they're some of the best jerseys in the NFL. But it's just a minor tweak. We are a huge uniform podcast. We love uniforms. We love the Bucs. So anything like this, we're gonna catch. But I think the bigger logo is a little bit better, but I like the shade of pewter better. So it's kind of like
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. Not too bad. I think they look great. I mean, the Bucs did wear their worst uniform combination: red tops, white pants. I'm so glad
get that out of the way early.
We are such an anti-white pants podcast, but they suck.
Yeah.
But some people really like the red and white. I don't get it.
I think that was one of the first combinations they did, when they originally revealed the flag. So I think that might be part of it for maybe some of the old heads out there, but I don't know.
If it was up to me, they'd wear pewter pants every single week.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, pewter pants, man.
I am the strongest believer in colored pants over white pants, unless it's a colored top, then you're going white pants, unless your bottoms are a different color from your tops. That's the only way I'll allow it.
You have to have a pretty iconic uniform to have 3 different colors work for uniform.
It only needs to be 2. Your helmet and your pants match. Your top's a different color.
That's what I'm saying. If you have, since the Bucs are going pewter, red, white, that's 3 different colors. And I'm saying,
I see what you're saying.
The only uniforms that make those work are the old school iconic uniforms that. I think of Florida Gators on the college level, the white, blue, and orange tops of theirs.
And even that one kind of annoys me.
I'm not a huge fan. Those aren't, but I'm trying to think of some 3-colored, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not too many out there.
I know Packers are pretty iconic, but they're 2-colored. Steelers, do they? No, they're 2-colored.
Most of them are 2.
No, well, their white uniforms are 3 because they got black, white, yellow.
I mean, even
Yeah,
that,
but
though,
it
it's
is.
like that's you could say that with the Bucs or whatever.
Yeah. No, for sure. I prefer 2 colors just like you.
Yeah.
But that's our uniform talk. Let's get into the game. So, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they played the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, former first overall pick in the 2025 draft, Cam Ward, very highly touted. You know, we got to cover him, I guess we could call it, last year. The last time he played at Raymond James, he tore up the USF Bulls.
Yeah.
That was a game that I was at, was not fun. But this was his NFL professional debut. And he played 2 drives. The first drive he played, the Buccaneers forced a 3-and-out. And the second drive, he went and they marched down. They got an 11-play touchdown. So Cam Ward in the game. As for the Bucs, there was not many starters playing. The only really starters that you could see are some of the rookies that are projected starters. Emeka Egbuka, the Bucs 2025 first-round pick, made his season debut and professional debut. Jacob Parrish, another rookie third-round pick, was a guy who played in today's game, his professional debut, who might be a starter. Servache Dennis, he returned from his injury he sustained last September. He is a guy who could be a potential starter. Some other guys, some names that we could recognize. Christian Eisen, he'll be in the mix. Kyle Trask was started. He had a really, really solid game.
Excellent game.
Rashad White started the game. He actually left the game with a groin injury. Todd Bowles said he is day-to-day currently. But we saw the prowess of Sean Tucker, who also played in Saturday's game. He was fantastic. Sean Tucker has done a great job filling in for Rashad White. So the running back position is very, very deep. And I think that's all of the notable players. Some storylines. Obviously, Kyle Trask, he really tore it up. This maybe we can talk about it. Actually, let's talk about it right now. Kyle Trask, what a game for him. 12 of 16, 129 yards, and led 2 scoring drives, playing the entire first half.
Forget about those 3 rushing yards.
3 rushing yards. Hey, we'll
take it. Fourth down, baby. That was a 4th down.
Yes, you're right. It was a first down conversion. Those yards have more weight. But yeah, how'd you feel about Kyle Trask's game?
Would it be fair to say that's the best we've ever seen him play in a Bucs uniform?
I think so too. I really do. Like I was looking back at some of his prior preseason appearances. There were some games, especially when he was in the Brady era, where he was the third string quarterback. One of those preseason games, usually your third string quarterback, you let him play and you just let him go. So there was a game, I think he had like 238 yards total. So this isn't his career high in passing yards in the preseason or anything like that. But I think
it was the most comfortable I think he's ever.
I completely agree. I think this was the most decisive and confident we've ever seen Kyle Trask. His throws were on the money. I think, talk about a good omen. Oh, another guy, notable guy, Jalen McMillan, started the first drive with the Bucs. The first play from scrimmage for the Buccaneers in the 2025 season, a 25-yard pass from Kyle Trask to Jalen McMillan. That's how you start off a season. That's how you start off an offense who's looking to be electric. But yeah, I'm completely with you, Joel. I think Kyle Trask was amazing. I think this was one of his best games as a Buccaneer. Any other players along the offense that stood out to you, Joel? I mean, just 29 points. You get the 10 points, or it was 13-7 at halftime. So some impressive stuff for Rashad White.
Ryan Miller was notable, right?
Yes, Ryan Miller, 6 receptions, 66 yards. He was leading receiver.
I mean, he's been in regular season games, if I'm not mistaken.
He was a player last year. It's really probably a dogfight, down that depth chart. Because
it's such an amazing depth chart for receiving.
Seriously, I mean, like one of the deepest groups in the league. I mean, you got to think about it. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin; those are your 1-2 punch. You got Emeka Egbuka; he's going to be your wide receiver 3, and Jalen McMillan is your wide receiver 4. He could easily be maybe even a wide receiver 2 on a good team. And then you look down the line. You got Trey Palmer, a guy that we still have a lot of belief in. A guy who was highly thought of amongst the Bucs organization. You have Tez Johnson, the rookie 7th-round pick who did not play in Saturday's game. You have a guy like Ryan Miller. You have a guy like Raheem Jarrett. You have a guy like Garrett Green, the former West Virginia quarterback who was playing receiver and taking punts back. Did you see that punt return from Garrett Green? It was about a 15-yarder, and he got the face mask pulled.
I did. I don't think I did.
Yes, that was, I am a huge proponent of the Bucs special teams sucks and it's always sucked.
I mean, it is historically horrible.
And a 15-yard punt return or whatever it was. It was something along those lines. That is something that I'm never going to take for granted in the Bucs.
I think that's why I'm like, wait, what are we talking about here? It's like, 15 yards. I mean, yeah, I guess it is good for the Bucs, but it wasn't, definitely wasn't something I starred or anything like that.
You know what? I was selling Garrett Green short. It was 17 yards of a punt return. And then you add the 15 yards for the face mask.
That's
32 total.
Double.
But, Garrett Green, that's a fun story. Last year, he was actually getting ready to play quarterback for the West Virginia Mountaineers. I think they opened against Penn State last year, if I'm not mistaken, or they played him at one point. But, yeah, he was a pretty highly touted quarterback for the Mountaineers. Didn't really turn out. Definitely a dual-threat guy, good with the ball in his hands. But now he's trying to be a receiver and make the depth chart with the Bucs as receiver. Fun story for sure.
Nice.
But, yeah, I think you mentioned something about Sean Tucker before the show, Joel. I mean, how do you feel like about the Bucs running? Like, what's a deeper and more talented group? Is it the receiving room or is it the running back room?
I think it's probably the receivers room just because they kind of are free of some of the, ups and downs of an offensive line, so they have more time to shine. Their talent isn't, halted by one thing or the other. Like, kind of just them versus the cornerback.
Yeah, but I mean, man, whole lot of weapons. I mean, to think that Sean Tucker, a guy who has just been impressive. I mean, we should not forget that Sean Tucker last week won NFC Offensive Player of the Week, the only time he really got meaningful reps. I mean, he has been productive in preseason and the season he comes in. And he's a running back 3, and he might have to step in for Rachaad White, but for at least maybe a game or two, maybe just a preseason game, who knows. But Rachaad White and Sean Tucker, really, really good backup guy, and then you forget that you got Bucky Irving, one of the best running backs in the NFL. It's a heck of an offense. I mean, seriously, one of the most stacked offenses in Buccaneers history.
Yeah, I mean, the depth is perfect. Like, there's not, if you kind of get one injury here or the other, it's like next man up. It's like you might not even have too many of a hiccups between the running back and wide receivers.
I mean, seriously. I mean, again, think about last year, and this is something I think we maybe talked about when the Bucs actually drafted Emeka Egbuka. But think about last year. There was a point for 3, 4, 5 weeks where Chris Godwin and Mike Evans were both out, and it was tough. Like it was truly like you went from a position of plus to a weak position very quickly, and all that took was one game against the Ravens Monday Night Football. So Mike Evans hurts his hamstring, Chris Godwin twists his ankle really bad, and we come back and we're struggling on offense, and Baker Mayfield's having to throw to Kate Otten 12 times a game and Rachaad White 6 times a game. So now having Emeka Egbuka, having Tez Johnson, having Jalen McMillan coming in to his second year after he finished 2024 so strong. The Bucs wide receiver room and the running back room is definitely a strength of their team, and the offense is a strength of their team.
It might be too quick to say this, but it's looking like they got a pretty good quarterback room too. Like, I know the Titans are nothing; it's second and third string guys, but keep building on what you did this weekend, and you might even say we got a pretty good quarterback room.
Yeah, and I mean, even with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, the Bucs even added some more depth in that quarterback room. I don't think we talked about it, but last week they signed Teddy Bridgewater, a long-time NFL backup and starter back in his day. He
started as recently as like 2020.
Yeah, he's been around. His longest tenure was with the Minnesota Vikings. He had a gnarly knee injury. He hasn't been the same since. But, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater brings a richness of experience to the Bucs quarterback room. Teddy Bridgewater has formerly been with Bucs now offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard. Teddy Bridgewater and Josh Grizzard, they were both in the Dolphins at the same time, so they kind of have a understanding of each other. And I think at the very least, Teddy Bridgewater can be a guy that helps Josh Grizzard in his, debut season as the Buccaneers offensive coordinator. He can help be a coach because Teddy Bridgewater, just as recently as last year, he was actually coaching high school ball. Kind of got blackballed. Pretty poor move by the high school, trying to buy some kids food in a poor neighborhood, and they cast him out because of that. Not a great story, but now he's back in the NFL, and he can help the Bucs have more depth at the quarterback position. But more importantly, I think he's going to be a great locker room guy. I think he's going to be a great leader, and I do think his coaching experience brought into this younger offensive staff is going to be very, very valuable.
Agreed.
Yeah. So we've talked about offense. I mean, yeah, pretty much, solid stuff. Kyle Trask was good. Connor Basilic came in the second half, held it down. Solid stuff. Owen Wright, got a shout out Owen Wright. He is, an undrafted. It's his, I think it's his second year. He's been around the league since 2023. Only has one game played in a few years. So you got to shout out the guys trying to get their spots. Owen Wright was the leading rusher for the Bucs. He had 18 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown. Again, just more potential depth for the Buccaneers running back room. But more importantly, I just hope guys like this who are buried in the depth chart, they play well enough the preseason that they can get themselves a job, because you love to see them playing hard for your team, and you just want them to see it keep going.
Yeah, and that I think it was Kyle Tucker, but he got hit and he kind of used that hit as a way of diving to the end zone for one of the touchdowns in the game. That was one of the more exciting touchdowns I've seen for a Buck in a while.
Yeah, and I mean it was
slightly disputed, but I mean they called it quick. That's a touchdown.
Well, now they have that new. Have you seen the first down technology, where it's like the MLB strike zone, where there's the sensor in the ball, so the bodies can't block up, and they'll see if the guy actually made the first down.
That's exciting, but kind of scary.
It's a little scary, but I mean, I look back at that Buffalo game last year where they were trying to see if the tush push worked for him, and they called him short because they couldn't see anything.
So it's essentially like a GPS. It's in the ball. It's that made it to 0.05000.
Don't quote me on that, but that is how I think it works. I know it's the Hawkeye technology, which is the same thing they use for the MLB strike zone. So that's how I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to allow them to pretty much they should get every spot right, ever.
I mean, that'll be nice.
Yeah, that should be nice. I mean, the NFL is stepping up their games. I heard them saying that they are. This is interesting for Bucs fans because we had that game last year against the Falcons where there wasn't a pylon cam, and it looked like Antoine Winfield punched the ball out of Kyle Pitts' hands, and there was no pylon cam, so they couldn't overturn it. And I heard them talking on the broadcast how the NFL is making every stadium have the same camera wells and positions and amount of cameras, so no replay can be different from another stadium.
It's for the best because that kind of stuff is usually what turns off fans. And
it's just annoying. You are a $1 billion company. You should have been doing this 10 years ago, but I'm glad they're doing it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's my rant about the NFL. Defensively, the Bucs only gave up 7 points the whole entire game. I mean, a lot to take away. For me, I think I have to look at the Buccaneers secondary. The Buccaneers secondary, specifically their depth, was one of their weakest spots of last year's team. We saw the impact that Jamel Dean going down and Zion McCollum being banged up and Jordan Whitehead, who's now not with the Bucs, getting banged up. The Bucs' depth was tested. You had Josh Hayes, Tyreek Funderburk, Kayvon Merriweather. These guys were thrust into action for meaningful snaps last year. And the Bucs secondary struggled in a lot of games. And I think you don't really have to remind Bucs fans of the secondary struggles. Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really seems to have kind of turned what was one of their biggest weaknesses last year in secondary depth into one of a strengths of their team, because we didn't see any starting cornerbacks or safeties really. We saw Jamel Dean not play. We saw Zion McCollum not play. Antoine Winfield didn't play. Another guy who was injured last year. Tyke Smith did not play. These are your two starting cornerbacks and your two starting safeties. These guys did not play. However, the Bucs secondary looked really, really good. And I think the guy that stood out to me was 2025 rookie, third-round pick, Jacob Parrish. He's out of Kansas State. The Bucs drafted him, and it's looking like Jacob Parrish is going to be the new starting nickel cornerback. And, man, this guy, I love the way he plays. He's a shorter guy. I think he's 5'10", less than 200 pounds. He's speedy, and he's gritty. I mean, this guy seemed to be all over the ball. He had 2 pass breakups, some beautiful plays. One play on the first drive and one play later on. I know he had a tough second drive, had a couple completions, but this guy, Jacob Parrish, was guarding Calvin Ridley. The Titans had a lot of starters in, and Jacob Parrish was taking the challenge. He was around the football. There was a play where he barely got up there. He tried to tip the ball up, but barely got over his hands. But he seemed to be all over the place. I was very impressed with Jacob Parrish. I know there's some ups and downs in his first professional game, but I was very impressed with him. It was good to see Christian Eisen. We know what we're getting with him. He's the Jose Caballero, Taylor Walls of the Buccaneers. He can play every position. He's going to be solid. Josh Hayes last year, he was playing some big-time snaps. He definitely struggled. A lot of people got on him. Bucs fans did not like Josh Hayes last year, and it's unfortunate because he was a fourth-string cornerback that was thrust into action because of so many injuries. He played really well. Has some good plays. Had a near interception on Cam Ward. Went off his fingertips. But yeah, I really like the secondary. I really like the effort. J.J. Roberts, undrafted rookie. Shiloh Sanders. What was it like? Man, Shiloh Sanders was in there. He made a play. He was talking about his dad. Do you like the Shiloh Sanders publicity for the Bucs, Joel?
Yeah, I like underdog stories. So I think preseason's kind of what that's for. You bring in these guys who have a story to tell. College, they weren't necessarily the best guy out there, is not going first, second round, and here they are in the preseason, and they're kind of telling all their stories. It's like this is what this is what me and my dad are up to.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Shiloh Sanders, I don't know if you've seen any of like the social media videos of him, Joel, but he seems like a really, really good dude. Like there's just been videos of him just waiting back, meeting all the Bucs fans at training camp, signing autographs. People like ran into him in the streets. Like he like does like the YouTube, like he vlogs a lot. And he just seems like a really, really good dude, a really solid dude. And I really am excited for, I hope he can make the team or stay on the practice squad. Again, had a pretty solid game. Look at his stats. He didn't give up any completions on him. He got a quarterback hit. He's all over the field. And he's had really good things that have been said about him at training camp and out in practice. Same thing about undrafted rookie J.J. Roberts. And that is like a theme is the Bucs seem to do a really, really good job with their undrafted, players. You think of a guy like Christian Eisen. Think of some other guys. Ryan Miller was an undrafted guy who contributed, like Joel said, last year. The Bucs, the draft prowess for Jason Licht doesn't just stop with the 7 rounds in the NFL draft.
You could argue that he's even better with the undrafted guys because they're always looking for those high-quality guys who have some talent in their football ability, and there you go. It's like the preseason kind of where we showcase that.
I completely agree. Another guy we should mention, Nick Jackson. Let me just read off Nick Jackson, inside linebacker, a guy competing for one of those backup spots at a position that the Bucs are thin at. If you remember, we have Levante David, inside linebacker. We have Servachier Dennis, who I mentioned will likely be a starter, was playing very well, but this Servachier Dennis has been healthy very little amount of time he's been a professional football player, so you don't want to trust his health fully. You have Anthony Walker, who is injured right now but should be back. And then other than that, like really the Bucs inside linebacker position is up for grabs. That backup spot, like those multiple backup spots are up for grabs. You got guys like Antonio Greer, Deion Jones, and now a guy like Nick Jackson who are all competing for the spot. And Nick Jackson was playing like he won that spot. On Saturday night, he had 6 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, a pass breakup, a quarterback hit, and an interception, a one-handed interception. You got to shout out. I would say Nick Jackson was the player of the game if we're just going off based on performances in the actual game. And yeah, got to shout out Nick Jackson. Got to shout out Roman Perotti, rookie. He got an interception return for the touchdown in the fourth quarter. Shout out those guys on defense. Really, really fun stuff. Really, really good. It's good to see the Bucs go 1-0. It's good to see them start off on the right foot. I don't know. Did we miss anything about the Bucs preseason game?
I was going to bring to light as well the Roman Perotti.
I think.
That interception was highlight of the game. Definitely a moment where I found myself a little too excited for a preseason game, but but for most of my football watching life, we've had struggled so much with the turnover plus minus. So to be on the plus side of it by a large margin in this game, you walk away and you're like, hey, preseason or not, that felt pretty good.
That's funny. When you said pierogi, I was like, isn't that a food?
Yeah,
Pierogies.
Those are pretty good.
If Roman Perotti makes the team, we could see a pierogi nickname in his future.
Yes.
But yeah, Joel's right. Last year the Bucs definitely struggled, and I think I agree. For the majority of the Bucs franchise history, turnovers are definitely a problem. But the Bucs were 20th in the NFL in takeaways last year. They only had 7 interceptions on the season, and I know it's the preseason, but 3 interceptions.
It's like, can these rookies, can these third string guys start teaching the other guys how to catch a ball?
Hey, we've seen in sports things are contagious.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm like, man,
yeah,
we'll see.
You know, if you're the Tampa Bay Rays and you're losing in horrible fashion, and your bullpen sucks, that's contagious. Maybe if you're Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I was thinking like the number 9 guy gets a hit, it kind of like goes through the rest of the lineup.
True.
We get an inning going.
Yeah, there you go. Or maybe if the backup corners get interceptions in the preseason game, it will translate to the regular season.
We're hoping.
Sports are contagious. Who knows?
And there were some cool interceptions. Like the batted up ball, that was an awesome
That
one.
was a great interception.
Yeah.
A deflection and then a one-handed.
And I mean, that guy was ready for it. He was kind of like, okay, here comes.
Yeah. Yes, that was a good one, too. That was Tyreek Thunderberg.
Oh, yeah.
Guy who got some time last year. Struggled in the regular season, but maybe he's looking for a bounce-back season. Got an interception in his first game. Okay. Move on maybe next week. Just mention it because the Bucs will be back in action on the preseason next Saturday, 7 o'clock. This will be their first road game of the season. They will play the Pittsburgh Steelers. And good news for all my Bucs fans who have been dying to see their favorite players. I think they're going to see him on Saturday.
Yeah, game 2.
A lot of reports are coming out saying that this will be the preseason game where the Buccaneers will use their starters. I'm talking guys like Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Levante David, Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield, the whole shebang, Bucky Irving, all these guys. So I'm excited. Maybe we'll get a quarter out of the starters because it seems like this will be the game that the Bucs use their starters, and game 3, I don't know if they're going to use them.
Maybe a drive. It's always hard to say.
Who knows? But yeah, so if you are a Bucs fan and you're not into the preseason as much, I personally hate preseason football, but I watched it for you guys so we could talk about it. For the guys who tuned into, this is a good plug, to the Bay Area Examiner, checked out an article that I wrote about the preseason game. And that will be writing on the whole season for any sport. So BayAreaExaminer.com. You can check out some articles. But yeah, I don't like the preseason. Joel, do you like preseason football?
I'm a sucker for it, and I actually feel like I have a pretty good defense for it right now. You think like with the UFL or like the XFL back in the day, like those are your kind of your castaways, your guys that aren't really going to see much action in the NFL going forward. But I mean, they're still playing ball. Like it's ball. So like preseason essentially is that like that league, but for like 3 games. So I think with that, I have a pretty good defense.
That's fair. Me personally, I like sporting events that have a consequence. So preseason just doesn't do it for me. Preseason of anything I don't like. I don't like training.
You see those fans who will put up the preseason banners. They're like, hey, did you see that Dolphins went 3-0? Put up a banner.
That's something the Tampa Bay team on the St. Pete side would do.
Oh, absolutely. Get a wild card banner up, guys. You see that best record in spring training.
Cactus League champions 2025. Curtis Mead hit 500 in spring training. Hang the banner.
Woo! MVP. Here we go. Give him a ring.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fan. But if you guys are like me and you don't like watching preseason football, but you like watching the Bucs, this Saturday game against the Steelers is the one you want to tune into because the Bucs starters will be playing likely against maybe the Steelers starters. Might see Aaron Rodgers in the Steelers jersey. That'll be it. DK Metcalf. That'll be interesting. But yeah, so next Saturday, 7 p.m., August 16th, check out your Buccaneers in action. And with that, should we go to the more sad story team?
I think so. I think it's time to start planning the burial.
Oh, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Saddest part is the road trip's still not over. Like I instinctively thought the road trip was over, and I was like, oh, I imagine they're off Monday night, and it's like, no, they're not.
Well,
welcome to San Francisco.
It's just like, welcome to West Sacramento.
Oh, we're playing the Athletics
tonight? Playing the Athletics today. I mean, it is just... Oh, it's frustrating.
Like, I didn't care at first, but now I'm like, dang, this road trip is criminal.
And here's the thing. I don't even really think it's the West Coast aspect of this road trip. I think it's
like 70-30. Like I think like 30% of it's the West Coast.
That's fair. And I do think, again, excuses are excuses. The Rays have had plenty of games which they should have won, including last Friday when you're up 2-0 and you're going to throw a meatball to the guy who has 40 home runs and the best catcher since season and hit whatever. I'm not mad about it.
No, well, that was an intentional walk moment. Like I didn't think about it in the moment.
It was for sure not a let's throw a slider down the middle moment. That's never what we should do. Anyways, but I will say the Rays are 10-24 since July 1st. Just an awful stretch for them. And this is when the Rays started really diving into their having to go on the road a lot. You could maybe say it correlates. I'm sure it's not helping. I'm sure having to go on the road for all these road trips and only being home, for a couple series at a time is not helping the Rays. I'm not going to deny that. But at the end of the day, the players on the field have to play better. Again, this week, you take 2 out of 3 against the Angels. I was feeling pretty good about those games. Had a huge win where you had a back and forth game. And then you just go out and you're playing a good game. You're up 2-0, and it seems like the Rays have these gut-wrenching, catastrophic losses. And it also seems like these gut-wrenching, catastrophic losses, more times than not, have lasted 2 or 3 days for the Rays, and they can't get out of the funk since. Is that a fair take, Joel?
I would agree. What was it? Friday was pretty gut-wrenching. Saturday was super gut-wrenching, and then Sunday was just awful from the beginning. Yeah.
That was, and again, just, but yeah, just frustrating. I guess some things to highlight. New Rays trade deadline acquisitions. Let's start. Start off.
Get him going.
Let's start off with Mr. Adrian Hauser. The starter for the Rays that they brought in. He had a sub-3 ERA. I think he was around a 2 ERA. And let's look at his 2 Rays starts that he had last week.
While you're looking at it, was Friday. That was the knife dagger in the heart, and then the whole series after that was
which
horrible.
is terrible. Yeah.
Yep.
So last Monday, Adrian Hauser made his Rays debut to a 5.2 innings pitch. Not too bad. 11 hits given up. That's really bad. 5 earned runs against the Angels. That's not a good start. And then, he's going to bounce back. It's Sunday against the Mariners. We really need this game. How's your first 4 first-inning runs against Adrian Hauser? So 9 earned runs given up in his first 2 starts combined as a Ray. Not a good start. And then you look at Mr. Griffin Jax, the new Rays reliever, a guy that I was very, very high on. Still am, but you look at Griffin Jax, and he was the one who put the knife in the Rays' heart on Friday, giving up a 3-run home run to Cal Raleigh. He has given up 4 earned runs since he came back to the Rays. He has struggled with command. He has struggled just not his best stuff. He is really a guy that you want to be your setup guy for the future. You gave up Taj Bradley for him. So yeah,
I'm seeing right now he's 1-6, and I hadn't noticed that before. That was his 6th loss on Friday. So I don't know if he's necessarily got a clutch bone. I don't know.
Yeah, pitchers' wins and losses aren't the best stat, but I get
it. It's 1-6. That's where you raise an eyebrow and say, so you've had 6 opportunities and you came in a little flat.
Yeah, definitely lost. Been a part of the loss 6 times, so you can't argue with that. Yeah,
and it is the loss because of the
wins. It's not. It's more than 7 appearances, but it's
the inherited runners. Like he's not the factor for those. So those are 6 losses that he created
by his run. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating to see these guys come over and just not play well. But that just seems kind of the Rays' luck.
How much of that has to do with Kyle Snyder?
I don't know. I'm not really ready to do that right now. I'm still a believer in Kyle Snyder, but
my faith is slipping.
Your faith is slipping. My faith is slipping in Kevin Cash.
My faith is slipping on all the management.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I think you look back at some of the trades Eric Neander has made. It's hard to say that he's doing what he was doing 4 to 5 years ago. Right now, it's definitely been a rough few years for him trade-wise. It's not getting better. And, you hope these deadline moves, and you hope whatever comes next gets better. And you hope that maybe the more money will help infuse the Rays with some more life. But I don't know.
I heard somebody say this today about Christopher Morel. He said that Christopher Morel's hitting like 140 against lefties or something, but then 220 against righties, and yet he only plays against lefties. It's like that's where it's like, all right, Kevin Cash, I'm gonna need to sit down with you. Just gonna talk. Talk about what's going on here.
I agree, but again, Chris Morel is on this team to hit against lefties. I mean, he is. I mean, if he was hitting better against righties, he'd be. And he's just been bad. Like 220 is still not good.
I mean, I think you. But at this point, the only solution would be to play him more. But it's like, I don't want to do that either.
But I mean, at this point, the season is over, so let's see what we got with him. Let him
may
run.
As well. He probably is under contract for like 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah, we definitely still have some team control over him. But yeah, it's just a struggle. The Rays bats definitely have seemed to if your name is not Brandon Lauer, Junior Caminero, the Rays bats have seemed to be very, very quiet. Guys like. I don't think we've really talked about how disappointing this year for Josh Lowe has been properly. At
this point, it goes without saying.
Unfortunately, I agree, Joel. I think it's a fair thing to say that the 2023 Josh Lowe, where he played well and he looked like a really, really good outfield option.
2011 Matt Joyce.
And that's fair. And that's.
That hurt.
Have you been saying that for a while?
No, this is the first time I've said that, and it really breaks my heart to have to come to that realization.
Man, so 2023 Josh Lowe is just like 2011 Matt Joyce.
2011 Matt Joyce hit like 265 and had a stellar May.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. Yeah, that is interesting. But yeah, Josh Lowe, if he wants to be a part of this Rays future, because at the end of the day, I like a lot of what I see from the Rays in terms of 2026 and beyond. Junior Caminero, that is a franchise cornerstone. That is a guy that if you are the Tampa Bay Rays right now, you need to extend Junior Caminero this offseason. We are seeing teams extend their stars before arbitration left and right. We saw it with the Red Sox, Roman Anthony. We saw it with the Diamondbacks, Corbin Carroll. We saw it with some other teams have done it. I think Bobby Witt did one. But those are how you're going to get these generational players at a reasonable price. If the Rays wait until the middle of next season or after the 2026 season, it's going to be a problem. You need to extend Junior Caminero in the 2025-2026 offseason before it's too late.
And I would agree, and I think new ownership's going to help with that. Once they come along, I think they'll have more of a, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is the plan, and it's going to be a good thing. And
you know what I was thinking? I was like, what a perfect move for Patrick Zalipsky and your new ownership group. What would your ideal first move be? Extend your star player. Lock up your star. That is the perfect initial ownership move.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you lock them down. You tell the fans, hey, we're willing to spend money. You don't overpay because you're signing him so early. A guy who has 32 home runs. It is August 11th.
I honestly think it might be too late to lock him down to something friendly.
Friendlier.
Yeah,
friendlier. Not like a. But again, if you wait longer, like. You've missed your chance to get him below $200 million.
Yeah.
Now, right now, you're going to have to do something in between $200 and $300 million.
Yeah.
If you wait till next off season, it will be in the 300s.
Yeah.
You wait till the following. I don't know what the arbitration and the team control years look like. You can't wait. The longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be, and the worse it's going to be for the Rays. But yeah, so I would love to see the new ownership's first move be extending Junior Caminero. I think that would just be such a perfect start for them. 32 home runs, August 11th. That Junior Caminero is on pace to hit the most home runs by any player ever in their age 21 season.
For the Rays?
No,
for
MLB history.
Wow.
MLB history. Right now, the leader is Ronald Acuna. In 2019, he hit 41. Junior Caminero, the last time I checked, was on pace for 42, and that was before he hit the home run against Seattle on Saturday.
I mean, who would have thought? Like, I was ready to like send him to Canada, like maybe last year, maybe going into this year. So it's crazy how they wake up.
That dude is legit. He is amazing. Will was the only one doing the trade deadline. I'm happy Yanni Diaz and Brandon Lauer are around. Again, it sucks that we have to do this. Like, I really wish I could be invested in the Rays 2025 season. I didn't think I would have to give up. But right now, all I can really do is try to project and think about how the end of this season will project in the next season. At around this time last year, I feel like we didn't have much of a vision. We didn't have Junior up. We had a lot of players that aren't with us now. We had just traded all those players. Like, it felt blurry and it felt bleak. Right now, at least, I feel like we have a lot of young and talented and established players going into next year. And hopefully we can just bolster that in the offseason and really have a playoff contender and division title contender next season.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely a new ownership again. This is a year where it's like we genuinely could, like, not, Stu Sternberg tongue-in-cheek saying we're going to bring in somebody, but we might actually bring in somebody. So, yeah.
Yeah, go.
To close out our Matt Joyce, Josh Lowe conversation, unfortunately, Matt Joyce's, like, a couple of years following, not good, but still better than Josh Lowe. So, Josh Lowe is maybe even worse
So
than
who
Matt
had the
Joyce.
better peak?
So Matt Joyce, let me go back to him. Matt Joyce's All-Star year, he hit 277 with 19 home runs, 75 RBIs.
That is very similar to Josh Lowe's 23.
2012, he hit 17 home runs, 60 RBIs, 240. Next year, 18 home runs, 47 RBIs, 235. So that was kind of his peak right there. Josh Lowe's problem is he's not hitting home runs. Last year, he had 10 home runs, 34 RBIs, 240. And then this year, seven home runs, 234.
Yeah, a little bit worse, but that is eerily similar. That's a very good comparison, Joel.
Yeah.
That is a very good comparison. Yeah. But yeah, I guess.
And we locked up Josh Lowe too, right?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No, he is under. Yeah, he is under just team control arbitration stuff.
I'm on it. I can tell you when he's a free agent.
But yeah, I really do think that the Rays are poised to make that step. But unfortunately, I think the 2025 Rays are good enough to be a playoff team in theory and in talent. But they've just had too many implosions, too many games that they've let slip out of their fingertips to be a functional team. You could just go down a list of game after game where the bullpen has blown it late or the offense has not gone alive or you've just lost in just heartbreaking fashion, and that has just done irreversible damage for the Rays. And I just think it's completely.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about coaches not too long ago. I worry about the way this team has seemed to not give up, but they seem lifeless at this current moment. They don't seem like they have the passion. They don't seem like they have the ability to go through something bad and come out the other side of it. And maybe that's because they're very young. And maybe that's because, again, they're playing in a replacement stadium and having to go on an insane road run in the months of July and August. And maybe that's true.
I don't think it's a stadium.
But you never know. You never know. And I just... it's just different from normal. So I don't know.
You could make the same argument in the past that they're playing in a warehouse with 10,000 fans in a 40,000 seat stadium.
That's true.
So now they're playing outdoors on fresh grass, sold out stadium every night. I mean, sure, can you blame the heat? Maybe. That's the only thing that I would say, okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just throwing it out there. I think maybe the road trip is definitely.
Road trip definitely. And I think since Jonathan Aranda's been down, that was kind of when the air went out of the balloon, and it was like, all right, guys, pack up.
What a heartbreaking.
Start planning your golf.
I could start going to planning a Cancun trip.
Yep. Josh Lowe is a free agent after the 2029 season, so we got some time with him. Hopefully, he figures it out.
I completely agree.
It's like if he can give me one more 2023, I won't call him a wash.
Fair enough. I just definitely looking at, the Rays, if they want to get back in the season, they're going to have to rip off a 7 or 8 game winning streak. They're going to have to find a way to shore up the bullpen, which has all the people there, but just hasn't been executing. You want to have better starts. I think Drew Asmussen's been amazing. Another great start for him on Friday. Just cannot say enough about how good he has been. But other than him, the pitching staff has been rough recently. Shane Baz has been meh recently. Joe Boyle had kind of for the first time this season reared his ugly command head, and he walked 5. So that was a struggle. And guys, Pepio has been pretty. His last month has not been as good, and and Hauser we mentioned not a great start for the Rays. So definitely starting pitching needs to get back on track. Bullpen obviously we know, and then the lineup. I mean, these I guess role players is a good way to say it. They have to pick it back up. Your Jake Mangums, your Taylor Walls, your again, it's just like you miss Danny Jansen a lot. The catcher position. I haven't hated what I've seen from Fortes and Fiducia, but you miss Danny Jansen a lot. Outfield is definitely something the Rays are gonna have to figure out. I love the story of Jake Mangum, but
I mean, he's fallen off.
He's a 1 year.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, he's a 1 year wonder. Left field. If we're talking free agency or trades, left field for the Rays has to be priority number 1. I look back, there's probably video of me or posts or whatever of me saying, hey, the Randy Rosarina trade, I don't love it. I hate that we have to lose Randy, but we had to do it. We had to, clean house. He was declining, yada, yada, yada. If I could go back in time and tell that person something, I would tell him he's an idiot because we missed Randy Rosarina. That is the one trade that was made last year that I dearly missed the player, and I think that player, Randy Rosarina, wanted to be a Ray, and I think he would have been a vital and perfect piece for this team, actually. His power in right in left field, opposing Josh Lowe's left-handed bat in right field with Chandler Simpson's speed in center would have been a formidable outfield, but instead we are left to try to figure out what piece fits there. Maybe it's Christopher Morel. That hasn't worked out. Everson Pereira is going to make his Rays debut today. He was acquired in the Jose Caballero trade. Maybe he's the answer. Jake Mangum, maybe he picks up. Maybe he's the answer. Johnny DeLuca back on the IL. He won't be the answer for 4 weeks. So I definitely wish Randy was on this team. I think he would have been a valuable piece. But now I'm just rambling. So
I don't know, man. I'm still okay with that trade.
Dude, Randy is tearing it up this year. He is tearing it up, and I think he would have with us. I really do think that was a mistake.
You just never know with him though. It's who knows? He might not have done that with us, or maybe he would have done it next year. It's just there's too much unsurety there, and if what was going on with him and Diaz is true, again, I think most of the time.
I don't know how much smoke that had, but it definitely. It
It
is odd.
There was some proof in the pudding on it.
It's fair, and I also think Randy does have a sense of up and downness to his game, but we saw him become the first player ever in MLB history to start off or maybe not ever, but he joined a group of one of few that had 5 straight seasons to start off their career with 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases. Again. That's not the whole aspect of baseball, but man, that shows the capability that Randy has. So I'll miss him. But yeah, left field's a huge thing the Rays are gonna have to hash out, along with some other stuff going in the next season. So right now we just gotta hope for a streak and watch the young players.
I understand what you're saying about Randy Rosarina. I'm just looking at the stats. But only hitting 250. It's like
we got a batting average guy. Tell me his OPS.
352.
No, that's on base percentage. OPS. It's got to be in the 8s.
OPS 820.
Yeah, that's a ball player. I know Joel's old school. He likes the batting average. I'm an OPS guy.
I need to see the hits, man. I don't care about your walks.
Yeah, but walks and home runs and I love it.
And last year he had a 733 and nobody was crying over
that's
him.
That's a huge difference. To be fair, but 733 is solid. That is still at the very minimum. Randy has always been a league average hitter. It is what it is. It is what it is. He's not on our team anymore. I can't even whine about it. Yeah, I don't know any other Rays things.
I'll say Randy Rosarina this year will more likely than not exceed his home run total of his whole career. It'll be the most home runs he's had in a year. So with that, I can say I wouldn't mind having that in left field. But I don't know. You love him and you hate him. I'm still not sure where I am on him.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm not gonna give up on the Rays until September 5th.
Wow.
Come
Just
back
wait until college football starts.
Come back and ask me on September 5th where the Rays are, and I'll be able to tell you.
Joel believes in a run.
I mean, I lived 2011. Like, you don't give up on the Rays.
The moment Cal Raleigh hit that home run was the moment the Rays season ended.
Yeah, if you come back and ask me on September 10th, I'll say yeah, it was either that or I'll say, boys, get ready for something magical.
I would love to see something.
I'm not going to put it on a thumbnail or anything, but like, I'm willing to stay on the train till September 10th.
You know what? I like that, Joel.
So today's the 11th, so give me one calendar month and ask me where I'm at. Because the American League wild card, it has been shuffling a whole lot. Like the Yankees right now are playing worse than the Rays, so I don't even know if they're still in the wild card picture.
They are, but barely.
So they're about to fall out. I know the Royals, Red Sox. I think the Rangers are in
the mix,
there,
and also the Guardians have gotten hot for some reason.
So again, there's been a lot of hot and cold. So who knows?
Well, let's get hot.
Yeah, let's take our turn to get hot.
Let's get hot.
Make Kevin Cash's day and finally do what he's been asking us to do.
Yeah, let's get hot. Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Episode 94. We had baseball and football to talk about. Whether it's good or bad football or baseball doesn't matter to me because we got to talk about two Tampa Bay teams, and I want to hear your thoughts. The Bucs preseason game, which player stood out to you guys the most? Was it one of the rookies? Was it one of the backups? Who was it? I don't know. And then also, let us know, do you believe like Joel or do you think the Rays season is over? We want to know your thoughts. So comment down below.
5.5 out, man. That's
5.5. You're telling me there's a chance. But yeah, let us know if the season's over. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video with a friend if they're big Tampa Bay fans. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on X, Spotify, hit that follow button, hit that 5 stars. But yeah, that's all from us, and we hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed night.